That was a moment when I was like, oh my god, I'm talking to a YouTuber. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys didn't see last week's video, please go ahead and click on this box and see last week's video. But if you have, thank you for watching. So for today's video, we actually have something really different. So I've wanted to do a story time, but I didn't think I had any interesting stories to tell. But this time I think I actually do. So the story that I want to tell today is the time that I dated a YouTuber. So the video doesn't need any more introduction, so let's just get right into it. Before I start the story, I want to put a little premises onto like how this came to be. This story starts out just like any other story in the dating world. It starts on Grindr. Grindr is a really good place if you want to meet people for like various things, but I think that this is one of the times where I feel like Grindr actually did something good for me. In order for me to ensure that you guys get the full experience of how this event took place, we need to turn back time into summer of 2019. The summer of 2019, I was on this Grindr app and everything was going good. You know, I was talking to people and etc. There was this one occasion where there was a profile of a well-known YouTuber. I'm not gonna mention names for privacy reasons, but it was a YouTuber. And I was like, I thought nothing of it because a lot of people on this app have like fake profiles. So I was like, it's just another fake profile. It's okay, it's no big deal. So I actually took no consideration into it. So I think about like a couple hours of me being in the app, I see a message from the profile that I thought was fake. So, and I played along. They were like, hey, what's up? And we got to know each other. And long story short, I was like, this is a fake person. You know, I'm not gonna get anything out of it. So, you know, why just go along with it. So that later turned into the person asked the question. They were like, do you want to follow me on Instagram? And then I was like, sure. My suspicion rose of like, this is a fake profile. So I go on there and I was like, and I confronted the person and I was like, hey, I know this is a fake profile. The picture you're using is of a YouTuber. And I feel like it's a very bad fake profile because a lot of people know this YouTuber. So I don't think, you know, you should use this profile. And it turns out they were like, okay, it's actually me and I can prove it to you. So I was like, okay, prove it to me. So me being the person that I wanted to know if it was actually the person that I was talking to, I was like, tell me this and that. And then they ended up like telling me things and I'm like, wait. These are all things that someone can easily look up on Google. So I was like, if you're actually the person that you say you are, I want you to send me a DM through Instagram and tell me something. And I'm gonna put the post right here. That was a moment when I was like, oh my god, I'm talking to a YouTuber. I was a fan of them, so I was like, I did not know how to react. I was like, all of a sudden someone, you know, famous follows me and starts talking to me and I just lose, I don't even know what day it is. So as soon as they sent me the message, I 100% believe them. And I try to keep it as casual as possible because I didn't want them to think that I was this fan that, you know, was gonna creep them out and blah, blah, blah. And we kept a steady and nice conversation for about like, you know, a week. And then, so my plan was to get their phone number because one, it was easier to talk to them. And two, I feel like through DM, I wouldn't always get their message. So I was like, why not get their phone number? And it was actually easier than I thought it was gonna be. So I was like, you know, might as well do it. So I hit the mamba on DM and I was like, hey, I was wondering if I could get your phone number because it's just an easier way to communicate. And their answer was like, yes, that's fine. So they gave me their phone number and I was like, okay, I have this person's phone number. Everything was going really good. And then that day that the person gave me their phone number, I texted them and I was like, hey, what's up? And I got a response back and I replied back, but I was left on red for an entire week. Now, we fast forward the story 2 weeks later, still summertime of 2019. I get a text again from the person and they were like, I've been really busy with work, so I hope you can understand. It's okay, I get you're busy, you have a busy life. So a bright idea came into my mind because I was like, I have this person's phone number and they had an iPhone. And I was like, why haven't I FaceTimed them? And then I was like, why don't I ask to FaceTime them? So I was on my phone again. I was like, hey, would you like to FaceTime? And I got nervous sending that message because I was like, they're not going to respond. They're not going to want to FaceTime right now. But to my luck, they were like, yeah, for sure. So at the moment that I was FaceTime, that I wanted to FaceTime them, they were busy, but they were like, just give me an hour and I'll just like text you so we can FaceTime. So I was like, okay, yeah. An hour goes by and I got a message. They were like, hey, do you want to FaceTime? Like, I'm all set to go. And I was like, yeah, let's go. So I start the FaceTime call and, it starts ringing. It goes like, and I was like, I'm like, is it gonna go through? Is it not gonna go through? Those were like the longest 5 seconds of my life. We started having a conversation for about 3 hours. And this conversation, I've never heard so much tea, because not only did they talk to me about their lives, which I'm not gonna go into detail because they told me not to out of respect, but they started talking about like the tea that they had and the beef that they had with other YouTubers. Let's fast forward to a month after. A month after we started talking, everything was going good. I was like, I feel like this is something that would work. What can go wrong? Since we had been talking for about a month, I didn't know where they actually lived. I just assumed it was in my area because Grindr detects people who live in your area. It turns out that they lived really, really close to me, because my street is like, it goes like this, and their street was like 4 blocks away. So I was like, this whole entire time, I've been living by one of my favorite YouTubers and never actually knew about it. So I was kind of shook. So there was one night where we decided to hang out. So I got ready. It was a whole new experience because it was a gated community. So I just felt really weird actually like going into the house, because it was a huge house. Like, you guys have not seen a big house. Or you guys probably have, but I have not seen a bigger house in my life than the house that I went to. It was really, really exciting. I ordered some Chipotle to eat, and we had honestly a great, night. And that was the end of that night. So now that we had been talking about a couple of months, I thought everything was going well, and I was like, I'm ready for this. So the night time comes around, and they're finally able to FaceTime. And they were like, hey, I want to tell you something. And I was like, what's up? But keep in mind that up to this point, I've only told one of my close friends of what actually had happened. The only people who actually knew were me, the person I was talking to, and one of my friends. But they swore, and I believed them like too hard that they didn't say anything. So I was like, what do you mean? Like, I've only told one person, but that person didn't tell anyone. And so a whole huge thing like came. We started arguing, and they were like, no, I know you told someone. I feel like you're lying to me. And I was like, I genuinely did not tell anyone. Why would I tell anyone? Because I know you want privacy. I know your whole life is on social media, so why would I purposefully tell people something to start stuff? Like, I'm not that type of person. So the most important thing that they probably wanted was privacy, and I was gonna make sure to give them that. But no matter what I did on try to convincing them that I didn't actually say anything, like besides that one person, none of that worked, because they got upset. And this is the part where I was upset. And then they were like, I'm sorry, but like, I've been through this in the past, and I don't want my social media to affect anything that could potentially be. That is essentially where it left off. Until one day, they unknowingly walked into my work. So I wrote them down in the computer. And then I was like, okay, I hope you have a good day. That was the last time that I actually ever heard of them. Okay guys, so thank you for listening to my story. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, drop a thumbs up, subscribe down below, because I actually have more juicy content. And I hope you really guys watch to the end, because every view counts, and every view I appreciate. I have really good ideas coming, and I know that you guys will like it too. My channel is small at the moment, but I hope to grow a lot in these past couple of months, and hopefully that comes true. So thank you for watching. I love you guys, and see you in the next one. Bye.